Because your health is your wealth, and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. Great to be with you. Hope you're having a good day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show. And in fact, whatever you may be doing. And who knows about that. And that's okay. And today we're going to have a couple of guests in studio, not in studio, but they'll be stopping by. Charlotte Trass from New Chapter will be along in the first portion of the show. And then Neil Levin from Now Foods will stop by. And Charlotte hasn't been on for a while. I always like talking with her. And we'll see what's on Charlotte's mind. Yesterday, the theme that I focused on for the show was your zip code is more important than your genetic code. It got a little bit of reaction to that. And, zip code is not just, it certainly locates where you live, your geography. And where you live, some people ask me to expand upon this a little bit. What's implicated here with your zip code, of course, is the actual location, the neighborhood. It could be the country, the state, for example, in the United States, the state, the county, the city, whatever, and getting down to the very street on which you live. And it could be that your particular neighborhood, it may be, let's say, just it could be lower socioeconomic status, middle class, upper end, whatever. Even with affluent neighborhoods, sometimes there aren't any places for people to walk. Parks aren't around. There are no parks available. It's an environment in which it doesn't promote physical activity. That'd be one example. Like in lower socioeconomic neighborhoods, that could also exist, and even worse. In that particular neighborhood, there may not be any healthy stores to grocery stores. There may not be any kind of medical clinics within the neighborhood. People have to commute long distances. So you sort of get the point here. The environment itself could be very toxic. The neighborhood could be located near some sort of industrial facility where a lot of chemicals are being spewed into the water, the air, the soil. We see this, what happened in Michigan, right? With the river. There's people in it's devastating, still is. So you sort of get the point here. And these environmental factors bear greatly upon your health. And the assumption, if you ask somebody, if you took a random sample, say, what's more important, where you live or your genes? People would intuitively probably say your genes are more important. Turns out that the science seems to indicate that the zip code is more important than your genetic code. And when you go to a physician's office, they don't ask you about, typically on the intake form, that long form you have to fill out, where you live, what the neighborhood is like, do you have access to grocery stores, do you have access to medical facilities and clinics, those questions aren't typically asked. And you can have a patient who's very ill with maybe severe headaches, and they've been trying to figure out, he or she has gone from one doctor to the next, one clinic to the next, and nobody can figure out what's going on with her. It could be that those headaches are connected to where she lives. Maybe she's living in a house or a neighborhood where there's a lot of mold and mildew, for example, or chemicals that have filtered into the ground and in water. So that seems to me, to be an important part of trying to understand health, wellness, and well-being. And I think going forward, you'll probably see more of those kinds of questions, I hope, on intake forms. Especially when you're dealing with a patient, nobody can seem to figure out what's going on with the patient. So those data are important. That's I expanded on that theme from yesterday, in that your zip code is more important than your genetic code. 877-897-8255 is a toll-free number. There was a story trending this morning on, I guess, gaining weight, losing weight, the issue of weight, and how the headline on the story was hunger not linked to calorie intake. Intuitively, we might believe that, well, when we're really hungry, we're going to eat more, and that hunger would be a variable that will predict how many calories a person will consume. Well, this is interesting. This study was a meta-analysis. They looked at 460 different studies. They reviewed 460 studies. These are researchers from the University of Sheffield in the UK. As it turns out, with their analysis of the data, revealed that they didn't find very much evidence to suggest a link or a correlation between how hungry a person feels and the amount of calories that individual would eat. That's interesting. The lead researcher on the study was Dr. Bernard Corfey, molecular from the Molecular Gastroenterology Research Group at Sheffield. The study was published in Clinical Reviews in Food Science and Nutrition. In our country, better than 2 out of 3 adults are overweight or obese, and about a third of children are overweight or obese. So we have, as I've reported on numerous times, we have a real obesity epidemic and crisis in our country. And all kinds of studies, have thousands now, trying to identify the causes, best treatment, and so on. Wow, we're still struggling. And trying to help people lose weight is very, very difficult. This study is interesting in that it's suggesting that you just can't attribute weight gain and the overconsumption of calories to being hungry. When they looked at all the different studies, the researchers in this study found that only 6% of the studies they looked at made a direct statistical comparison between appetite and calorie intake. And only half of those studies found that self-reported appetite correlated with calorie consumption. The researchers said that these findings indicate that how hungry a person feels has really no effect on the amount of calories we consume. Now, what's interesting about this is that there are all kinds of food products now, both in the natural products industry and the traditional food industry, that are marketed to do what? Quell your appetite. Well, that's interesting. This study would suggest, and the researchers also in the study suggest, and Dr. Bernard Corfey said that maybe these companies need to take a second look at this. And maybe it's not just quelling of the appetite. And we know there are a lot of factors that contribute to weight gain. Everything from a sedentary lifestyle to insufficient sleep to hormone imbalance to stress. I can go down the list. It's a multidimensional, as we say, multifactorial problem. And appetite is apparently, yet it's a variable. I wouldn't necessarily dismiss it out of hand and say it has no bearing on how many calories a person consumes, but it may not be the fundamental pathway to figure out how to solve this problem.
At Nordic Naturals, we know that a commitment to deliver the world's safest, most effective omega oils requires an exceptional process. That's why we manage every step of production, from boat to bottle. That includes sustainably sourcing wild-caught fish from well-managed fisheries. It means using state-of-the-art equipment and technology at our manufacturing plant in Arctic Norway. Nordic Naturals bottles and encapsulates our omega-3s at our own facility and carefully ships products from our eco-friendly headquarters in California. The result? Nordic Naturals products have received more than 40 awards for taste, innovation, and product excellence. You can trust the quality of Nordic Naturals products and know you're getting all the health benefits omega-3 fish oils offer. Nordic Naturals' high-quality, great-tasting omega-3s make staying healthy easier for you and your family. When choosing an omega-3 fish oil product, choose the #1 fish oil in the U.S. Choose Nordic Naturals. Available at natural product retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract, available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com, that's KYOLIC.com, or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Zinnia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Zinnia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Zinnia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Zinnia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Zinnia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, and collagen and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you're strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Zinnia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Zinnia by name. Start taking Zinnia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing. Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today. Appreciate your listenership. I don't take it for granted. That is always on my mind. So we try to provide you. We don't want to waste your time. So we'll sooner or later we'll hit on something that really will pertain to you. Most of the time, these topics, these themes that I focus on have a lot of general application. This is an evidence-based show, and we refer to the research all the time, the theory that goes along with it, theory and practice. As Kurt Lewin would say, said that there's nothing more theoretical than good practice and nothing more practical than good theory, and you need the studies to confirm or disconfirm the theories. We do all of that. So it's all by way of trying to give you confidence in what is said on the show and not to talk nonsense. And that's why we have guests such as Charlotte Trass on the show. She doesn't talk nonsense. At least you haven't done that with me, Charlotte. I don't know what you're doing with other people, but with me, I mean, you seem to make good sense. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you today?
One day at a time.
Been there.
One day at a time. You haven't been around for a while. Where you been?
Oh, wow. Well, they keep me busy. Over here in Vermont. So it's also been foliage season up here. So it's a beautiful time of year to get out and get hiking and enjoy this fall weather before winter comes in.
You heard me talk about zip code being more important than your genetic code. Did you hear that?
I did. And you know what? You couldn't be more right.
Well, it turns out that Vermont, apparently, just generally speaking, as a state, is a good place to be. It always turns up at the top of the list in these different surveys in terms of physical activity, health, good eating, good lifestyle. Apparently, they got it going on up there in Vermont.
We sure do.
Yeah, that's why you're there.
It is. You know, I think one of the things that sets Vermont apart is the fact that there's a really large community that believes in local farming and local, meat and really, sourcing close to home. But at the same time, it's a very active community from, hiking to skiing to really getting out there in the community. So I think Vermont's a really healthy place to live.
Apparently. Charlotte is Director of Sales and Education and Training at New Chapter, and their office is in Brattleboro, Vermont. And do you live near the office?
I do.
You
thankfully.
do? You're probably thinking, I live in this office.
I do most of the time. You can see my office.
Exactly. You got a cot in there, too. You have to sleep in it. Anyway, you wanted to I noticed you already have you're experiencing fall up there, I'm sure, changing of the colors of the the trees and whatnot. There's a little bit of a change here. We notice it's a little cooler. So we're into a different season, fall, and then come winter and whatnot. And you wanted to talk about seasonal changes. What's your take on seasonal changes and its correlation with health and wellness and well-being?
Well, the seasons change us in so many ways. And, from seasonal mood disorder to anybody whose joints hurt a little bit more on those cold, rainy days. So I think that it's important to pay attention because your body is definitely going to go through changes when different seasons happen. And, just like you were saying about the zip code, it's so important that you be your own health advocate. And I hope that doctors do change their intake forms soon so that they're asking questions like, how much are you sleeping? How did the time change affect you recently? What's going on with your eating habits? Because, the average doctor spends 8 minutes with each patient, and you have to admit, what can you accomplish in 8 minutes? And I think that there are a lot of good questions that need to be asked. And I think especially doctors need to be aware of how the seasons are changing us.
877-897-8255. You're listening to Charlotte Trass, and she's an educator generally for New Chapter, talking about seasonal changes, your health. And, of course, New Chapter's into herbs and spices. They've made their reputation in that arena. And do you believe that there are certain herbs, for example, that will prepare people for seasonal changes and to decrease the likelihood of getting sick?
Absolutely. I think that the best defense is a good offense. And the way to go about that is to really start looking at ways to boost antioxidant levels in your body. And I think that the warrior, the one that you can really turn to, especially as we're heading into these cold and flu seasons, which are going to be vicious, I have a feeling this year, is elderberry. I mean, elderberry is just amazing.
Elderberry.
Elderberry.
Go ahead. I was talking out loud while I was thinking out loud while you were done. Elderberry. Okay, that's interesting. She comes out of the chute with elderberry. This is interesting. Let me just, before you go any further, do you know a lot about the history of elderberry, how it's been used in different cultures, or not? If you don't, that's okay.
No, I do actually. There was a book written by a gentleman, I want to say, gosh, in the 1600s, and it was called The Anatomy of the Elder, and it was actually recently re-released. And so this book gives hundreds of different uses for the elderberry. And there's actually a little bit of scandal around this book because basically he wrote this book for the common man. He wrote this book for commoners. And that was really unheard of at the time because really good nutrition, really good health was made for royalty or people who could afford to pay for medicine at the time. And so when he came out with this book, he made it for everyone, and elderberry was very available to so many people. And he actually mysteriously died not soon after. And people have always kind of said that there's a little bit of a conspiracy there that he may have died because of the knowledge that he released to the commoners, and other people didn't like that.
We'll be right back.
Did you know that the most common form of calcium supplement today is calcium carbonate, also known as...
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit TakeSolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Snow, mud, even food and drinks. And our floor liners are made right here in America, with American raw materials and, of course, American workers. So now that you know how passionate we are about protection, just imagine the detail and energy we put into
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness. BSN, Finish First. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Charlotte Trass is my guest, and on this show, I'll take risks. I'll ask. I violate the rule of lawyers. You should never, you never ask a witness a question to which you do not know the answer. And in this business, you're probably that rule might apply to guests. You shouldn't ask a question to which you don't know the answer. You don't think they know the answer. But I typically violate that rule. I work without a net. And we're talking about seasonal changes and maybe how you can winterize yourself for the change of seasons coming. And I asked her, are there herbs that can help with it? She said, oh, yes, elderberry. And I thought, damn, that's a odd thing to come out of the chute with. And I said, elderberry. I interrupted her. I was thinking out loud. She said, oh, yeah. I said, do you know anything about the history? And, of course, my guests are so smart. Sure, she said. There was a guy, and his name is Martin Blockwick. I went and found out. He wrote a book called The Anatomy of the Elder. We're showing a copy of the book. It was written in the 17th century. He was a German physician. He wrote the first book, The Anatomy of the Elder. It was about the medicinal uses of the European elderberry tree, Sambucus nigra, which is still regarded as the standard text, by the way, for the practice. Charlotte, welcome back.
Thank you.
And turns out he died. He was mysteriously unknown cause of death. He was about 26 or 27, just as you said. I'm very impressed with. I didn't know if you knew anything about the history of the elderberry or not. I'm so impressed. Very good. You get an A for today. You can go home after work. No, you better not do that. So this is interesting. Elderberry, huh? Go ahead.
Oh, yes. So our friend the elderberry has many different uses, but one of the best uses, I think, is that it has this component called anthocyanins, and anthocyanins are very, very high in antioxidant power. And as we know, when you're about to go into a cold and flu season, you want your antioxidants to be, and it's actually really amazing because the antioxidant power of elderberry actually beats out vitamin C. So it's really exciting because when people start preparing their bodies, we hear a lot about people saying, oh, I take my vitamin C. Well, I think that's a great start, but I think if you can actually take something that really boosts your system and is known antiviral properties, I think you should take it, and I think that you should definitely check it out. So elderberry, we make a product called Immune Take Care, which has elderberry in it, and we actually use Austrian Hausberg elderberries. We do that because they have a higher anthocyanin content, but also because they're grown in Austria where it's pristine. They're only harvested at one point in the year too, so they're a little bit exclusive.
I see. I get it.
Love them.
Mm-hmm. So it's in the product Immune Take Care. Elderberry.
Yes,
you have it in that product. You don't have it as a freestanding supplement.
Well, all
okay.
I'm going to say is just wait a minute.
Okay. Good. What else do you have on your mind in terms of sort of winterizing yourself? People winterize their cars. They probably need to winterize their bodies, too. This would be a good way to...
It makes so much sense that we winterize our cars, we winterize our wardrobes. Who winterizes their body, right? And it's so funny because your body is the thing that you carry around with you every single day.
For sure.
So you got to take care of it for sure. And I think it's exciting because, if you're feeling that joint discomfort when cold weather comes in, you want to start making sure those joints are lubricated. You want to make sure that you're taking care of it. And there's nothing better than that hot item, which is turmeric. People love turmeric, and it's because it's effective. It really, really works. And
in what sense? What do you mean it works? What does that mean?
So turmeric is a known anti-inflammatory, okay? So the things that I love about turmeric is first of all, I have to specify that I love whole plant turmeric, okay? I know that some people get really excited because of the research on curcumin, and curcumin is just one part of turmeric. But I get excited because what happens when you put curcumin in the environment of the rest of the turmeric plant, that's when the magic really happens. That's when you get whole plant synergy. That's when the plant really can really react the way that it's supposed to. And it's really exciting because some people actually have stomach discomfort when they take curcumin on its own. But if you actually took the whole plant turmeric, it would actually solve that problem, which I think is really amazing because it's just another example of nature by design is so beautiful. And if you're looking for a way to kick inflammation to the curb, I think that turmeric's your man.
And so it turns out then that curcumin or curcumin is a fraction, what they call a fraction of turmeric. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's just one part of it. It's an isolate.
And what product do we find the turmeric in at New Chapter?
Well, the exciting thing is we're big turmeric fans, so you can find it in our Turmeric Force, which is a standalone turmeric product. And you can also find it in Zyflamin and Zyflamin Nighttime, and those are both great as well.
Now that you mentioned Zyflamin, that's constituted that's like an herbal multi, isn't it?
Yes, Zyflamin's like a multi-herbal, and what it does is that it actually has a bunch of different components in it, from green tea to skullcap to hujang, and it's really 10 different herbs that work together synergistically to help combat inflammation in the body. It's really remarkable. I get really excited talking about it.
Well, there's an herb that becomes very popular during the wintertime and even around the holidays. Cinnamon. Turns out cinnamon is is the cinnamon people buy in the store, that extract that they get in the store and put on their cocoa, whatever they're making, what is that, and how does that compare to maybe what you have at New Chapter?
We get this question a lot. I think it's a really good question, people often ask culinary herbs versus medicinal herbs, what's the difference? And the truth is that, culinary herbs are a great start. I really think that, one of the things that was proven is there was the good old apple pie study, which is when they were testing blood sugar levels and they were giving people things to eat and they were testing their sugar afterwards. They were finding out that, funnily enough, this apple pie just was not raising people's blood sugar the way they thought it was going to, and it was because it had cinnamon in it. So a little bit of cinnamon goes a long way. But when you're talking about really taking blood sugar to a different level, you want to go with, of course, a full dose of cinnamon, and that's different. So whole dose cinnamon is like taking for us it's super concentrated. You know us, we never do things halfway. So we have a super concentrated turmeric, and of course, so think of that, apple pie times 40. Okay, it may not. I think it tastes as good. I've tasted our cinnamon multiple times. But I will say this, that when you're really trying to balance yourself out and keep things consistent, medicinal herbs are going to work more effectively.
We'll be right back.
Exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX, a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust. Battling sinus, bronchial disorders, allergies, and other seasonal irritants can be a constant struggle, making this the season when you need Oreganol P73 the most, nature's most powerful natural remedy. Get the blast of wild nature you need with the only wild Mediterranean oregano extract, Oreganol P73 from North American Herb & Spice. After being tested, both the USDA and the FDA agree Oreganol P73 is powerful. North American Herb & Spice knows it's powerful as well and knows P73 is just what you need. When you take P73, you'll experience its cleansing power. You'll smell the fresh mountain-grown aroma and feel its effectiveness. The Greeks used wild oregano for their health, not just spice, and called it Oroganos, the delight of the mountain. Oreganol P73 is 100% wild, hand-picked Mediterranean oregano. Do not accept cheap imitations made from farm-raised or non-oregano species. Use Oreganol P73 and stay healthy all year long. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Alga Life, Algae for Life, CV Sciences, From Seed to Shelf, New Chapter, The Benefit of Nature's Wisdom, Yerba Prima, Pioneers in Internal Cleansing, Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Talking to Charlotte Trass from New Chapter and how to winterize your body and using herbs. And she mentioned cinnamon. And please understand, I'm not an herbalist and I'm not a master herbalist by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe a master student of herbs, but not a master herbalist. But these herbs, many of them, nearly all of them, have ancient roots and traditions. and cinnamon is no exception. It's been known since remote antiquity, and it was imported to Egypt as early as 2000 BCE. Okay, and it was highly prized among ancient nations. It was regarded as a gift fit for monarchs. It's reported, and even for a god. So these herbs are ancient in their origin. Cultures across the world have used them, and in modern times we need to get back to the herbs and spices, and so we'll get back to Charlotte. So cinnamon, and is that what's the name of the product in which at New Chapter where cinnamon will be found? Charlotte.
Well, we have a cinnamon force, and that's very popular. That's the one that we carry with cinnamon in it.
Okay. And what else would you want to talk about in terms of herbally preparing your body for change of seasons?
Well, I've got two more. I promise. I know I've been quite chatty Cathy this morning, but
Sorry.
I was going to say that holy basil, lemon balm, things to help bring up your mood at this time of year when it's starting to get darker out. We're not seeing sunshine as much, and sometimes people are just, seasonally affected by that. They feel the stress of the holidays coming on. They feel the stress of the rush, and it can be a little daunting for some people. And I think starting to build a good herbal defense there is a good idea.
What was that? Holy basil and lemon balms sort of give you a mood lift?
You know it. Yeah, holy basil. I call for your holy blank days.
Right. I get it.
And then lemon balm is a little more gentle. It's a little different. It's really good at boosting GABA receptors in the body, so boosting your GABA levels, which are known to make you feel happier. So definitely good ways to help boost your mood.
Yeah, you mentioned in the booking form you sent to me, you mentioned sea buckthorn. What's the story on sea buckthorn?
Now, sea buckthorn is really great because you know what? I tend to get dry skin in the wintertime. It's just like as soon as this, cold snap heads in, my skin dries up and I have all sorts of skin issues that I normally don't have. And that can be really frustrating. So what people often do is they slather on a bunch of lotion. Maybe they try and hydrate a little bit more. But we need to kind of boost our skin defenses up too a little bit. And I think sea buckthorn is an amazing lubricant. It's an amazing way to give your body those omega-7s that it needs for healthy skin. And definitely a glowing complexion is good when you're taking all those holiday photos.
You mentioned, I want to go back to a product you mentioned. What was it? Immune Take Care? What are the ingredients in Immune Take Care?
So Immune Take Care actually only has elderberry in it.
That's it? That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, one.
Yeah.
Wow. So one of my producers said to me he has an elderberry tree in the back, and he went and quickly looked on some website, and they said don't pick the berries from the tree and eat them because they're high in cyanide.
Yeah, people make that mistake that there's elderberry jams and there's elderberry there's all kinds of elderberries and ways to process them. It's funny that they would tell you not to eat the elderberries off the tree because they're high in cyanide.
Is that true?
I don't want to.
Is that true?
I don't wanna, you know what? I got to be honest with you. I haven't heard that. But again,
so he was misinformed.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I would.
I would
No,
say
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying
I just can't believe that we because we look at so many parts of the elderberry and we use it so much.
He said that they told him at this one website you have to cook it first.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense to me. Sure.
And he just handed me his phone. His final word of caution. Considering that so few species are edible, it is always wise to find elderberries in a licensed and reputable store. Don't pick wild elderberries, it says, and it is suggested to cook all berries before eating as they may contain dangerous traces of cyanide. Close quote.
Well, and here's the thing. I think this says two good things here. First of all, it tells people don't eat berries that you don't know in the woods. Not a good idea. 2, it tells you to do your homework. And 3, it drives people to the health food stores, which is really exciting because the health food store is a treasure trove of all sorts of plants and nutrients that really help you and your body. So
problem solved. Problem solved. Just buy Immune Take Care, and you get your elderberry. You don't have to worry about it. Right?
I'm 100% with you.
Problem solved. You also mentioned rhodiola, which is kind of a cool name, rhodiola. What's up? Yeah, rhodiola. What's up with rhodiola?
I wasn't correcting you. I was just saying it.
No,
like
it's okay.
Earlier.
Everybody corrects me. I don't care.
Well, rhodiola is an adaptogenic herb, and it's phenomenal for times when you feel that your body is under stress and that you want to adapt to that stress. So that's what adaptogens do. They help your body to adapt to different situations.
How does that help for winter?
Well, your body is going to be stressed out because here's the thing. We're animals. And just like when you put an animal in a new environment, just like when you change the weather conditions drastically very quickly, your body gets put under stress.
You know, funny you said we're animals. There's a story. This actually happened. I was in graduate school. I was working on my master's at the time. And I remember we were standing in the departmental library. We had a big library within the department. And professors were standing around. I don't know what we were talking about. And I said to this one professor, I said, well, after all, we are animals. Well, he became so indignant. And he said, we're not animals. And I'm thinking, this is not an argument you want. This is not a fight you want to take, right? I let him go on about it. And he kept arguing that we weren't animals. I'm thinking, well, we plants? What are we? He was insulted. He did not believe that we were part of the animal kingdom. I don't get that, but that just turned, when you said we're animals, I remember this professor giving me what for about saying that. So
funny. People forget, that, of course.
We're connected. We're connected, right?
We are.
I don't mean to cut you off. We got to go. We're almost out of music and out of time. Charlotte, thank you so much. New Chapter, all those wonderful products that we talked about from those herbal products, they're fabulous. Sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. It's nice to be up there in Vermont. Have a wonderful winter. and I'll catch you the next time. We'll be back.
holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. Glad you could make it by. In this portion of the show, Neil Levin is my guest. And Neil's been on my show a number of times, and many of you know that. He's always prepared something for us to discuss, and we'll see what's on his mind today. Before we turn to Neil, if you're new to the show, you'll hear me report on stories and studies that are trending that may have some relevance to your own health, wellness, and well-being with respect to diet, lifestyle, some therapy, in any number of ways. Sometimes the stories are not necessarily of a practical or functional nature. They're just intriguing and interesting. The story, though, that's trending this morning has more of a practical application and importance. And modern life is really one of the unfortunately, one of the features of modern life is people being sedentary. Now, you would think that with all the marketing and advertising for physical fitness, weight loss, different health facilities, gyms, marketing, and you would think that the population, people were all on the move and moving. Not so much. Modern society is a relatively sedentary one, at least in our country, although there are people who make physical activity an important part of their life. And a sedentary life, one of the essential features of a sedentary life, if you will, is sitting. And I have reported on studies about the deleterious effects of prolonged sitting. This study talks about being having to be fit and not just being physically active to try to mitigate the negative effects of prolonged sitting. This is interesting. So it's not just enough to be physically active, but they're saying, these researchers say you have to be fit. This story was written by Hannah Nichols. I want to give her attribution at Medical News Today. And the government has all kinds of guidelines, and federal government does a great job in providing guidelines for people with relative to diet and lifestyle. Great reports and practical recommendations that you can find on these government websites. But when you think about it, people sit quite a bit. They sit when they drive to work. If you're commuting an hour, 40 minutes or whatever, let's say an hour, that's 2 hours right there. You're at the office, you're sitting, you're an 8-hour day, you're probably sitting pretty much most of it. Then you come home, you're going to have your dinner, you're going to sit for that. Then you're going to watch some TV. Okay, so far, what? I don't see a lot of movement there. We say, well, I went to the gym for an hour. Okay. Question is, does that 1 hour of physical activity offset the negative effects of sitting? A lot of researchers are saying, no, it doesn't. And you have to do more. And in fact, these researchers are saying, you have to be physically fit. And physical inactivity increases your risk for high blood pressure, coronary heart disease, certain risks for certain kinds of cancers, and so on. It can even lead to type 2 diabetes because people become overweight and obese from being sedentary, Sometimes people can become anxious or depressed because they're not moving enough. So there's a lot of downside to all of this, high blood pressure and whatnot. And they said in the article, Hannah Nichols said, among individuals who meet physical activity recommendations, the risk of cardiovascular disease with high sedentary time remains, she said. High levels of cardiorespiratory fitness are associated with reduced levels of cardiovascular risk factors, including high blood pressure, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and dyslipidemia. So what we call cardiorespiratory fitness, heart-lung fitness, is critical. And this becomes especially important for people as they move deeper into the life cycle. Now, you need to still do resistance training to build muscle mass, because as we age, we can suffer from sarcopenia, which is a diminishment of muscle mass. That's one of the consequences of aging. In this study, most active participants still spent 12 to 13 hours per day being sedentary. Even though they were active, going to the gym and whatnot, maybe walking, they still spent 12 to 13 hours in a sedentary fashion. These were researchers from the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, and they wanted to determine whether meeting physical activity guidelines or having a high age-specific cardiorespiratory fitness would reduce the adverse effects of prolonged sitting on cardiovascular risk factors for seniors. Now, if you're wondering what cardiorespiratory fitness is, it's your body's ability of the heart and lungs to provide the working muscles with oxygenated blood for a prolonged period of time and determine the level of fitness, which goes downhill, as we all know, as we age. So cardiorespiratory fitness is a critical indicator that can predict cardiovascular disease mortality. But you can do something about it by increasing the intensity and the amount of cardiorespiratory exercises, walking, swimming, biking, any kind of where you're moving, running, jogging, skiing, okay? You get it. This was part of a randomized clinical trial, which is good. And they investigated the effect of exercise training on morbidity and mortality in older population. And at the end of the day, they found that your cardiovascular risk factors mightily increased the more sedentary you were, even though you may have been physically active. You weren't physically fit. You weren't cardiorespiratory fit. They're saying it's not just enough to move, you sort of have to get into a fitness state. And what's problematic and what's difficult here is, and I'm one of the first authors of the study said, our Western lifestyle necessarily involved a lot of sitting, and we spend more and more time sitting on average as we age. But our findings show that being fit plays an important part in successfully aging and may lend prediction against the negative health effects of being sedentary, close quote. The average American adult sits between 9 and 11 hours a day. Now, they have these standing desks, and there are some researchers who claim that standing will help moderate some of the negative effects of sitting. In fact, I was, for a while, doing the show standing, but when I moved to a different part in my studio, the lighting was different, and standing, the lighting wasn't good, so I had to sit something with the lights. I don't know. I didn't look good. It was sort of washed out and whatnot. So when I sat down, the lights hit in a certain way, so now I can't stand. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. Neil Levin will be my guest, and Neil always shows up with something prepared for us to digest, and it's pretty digestible. You don't need to take enzymes or anything like that. It's good. It's all easy. You always learn something when that guy shows up. At least I do. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, where your health is your wealth, and your health is your wealth coast to coast.
If you've ever had digestive issues slow you down, it's time to live digestively with the #1 high-potency probiotic, Ultimate Flora. Because with 50 billion live cultures inside you, life feels a little lighter, a little livelier, a little more you. No matter where life takes you, live digestively with Ultimate Flora probiotics from Renew Life. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. #1 probiotic brand with 15 billion or more cultures based on annual sales. How can a sweet little fruit gummy help you live digestively? Ultimate Flora Probiotic Gummies put the ultimate natural digestive support to work inside you to help you feel a little lighter, a little more you. And if raspberry lemonade's a little more you, feel bubbly in a good way with Ultimate Flora Probiotic Fizzy Drink Mix. Ultimate Flora Probiotic Gummies and Fizzy Drink Mix. 2 great ways to live digestively, deliciously. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 46 years building a legacy in the natural health industry as a trusted leader. Now provides a comprehensive approach to wellness by offering more than 1,400 high-quality health foods, supplements, sports nutrition, and personal care products at an affordable price. Now believes that natural is better. They don't use artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, and they offer many vegetarian, organic, and gluten-free products. Their foods are all non-GMO. Since their beginning, Now has grown to become an award-winning leader in the natural health industry. But one thing has never changed: their commitment to providing the highest quality products at the best value to empower people to lead healthier lives. High quality doesn't have to mean high price. From essential oils to amino acids, multivitamins to natural sweeteners, Now has you covered. To find a store near you that carries Now products, or for more information, visit nowfoods.com. That's nowfoods.com.
Natural Factors presents.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray. How would you like to feel more calm, centered, and alert with greater mental focus and clarity? Pharma-GABA, a special natural form of the major brain chemical GABA, can help. Our brain can naturally produce GABA, but sometimes we don't produce enough, so taking it as a supplement can give your brain a GABA boost. Pharma-GABA is a clinically proven form that is considerably more effective than other forms. Pharma-GABA produces favorable changes in brainwave patterns as well as a dramatic reduction in markers of stress, including salivary cortisol levels. Pharma-GABA is fast-acting with feelings of calmness and mental focus experienced within 5 minutes of taking Pharma-GABA. So, if you want to feel calmer with greater mental clarity and focus and need a fast-acting help to cope with a stressful day, give Pharma-GABA a try. I think you'll be glad you did.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Well, she's right. We're back from the break. And you can watch the show at letstalknutrition.com, and it streams. And you can listen to it there, too. But most people listen on their radio, and that's great. And please support your local radio station. And grab your mic, Gary. I didn't. Gary is producing now the video portion of the show. Gary, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. I waited a couple of days to you sort of get your footing here, but I wanted to welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Doc.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
It's nice to have you around.
I'm learning those baby steps you talked to me about losing weight.
Small wins.
Small wins.
Small wins. Gary has a lot of radio experience. He's worked with a number of celebrity radio personalities in the business, and glad to have him here. He's a good guy, and you'll get to know him more. I always involve people that are involved with the show. I involve them in the show. They help me. Stephen, of course, has been with me a long time. He's very fond of Stephen, and he's always been reliable and helpful and watches out to make sure I don't fall into the technological pit traps. And so Gary will do the same. So it's nice to have you here, pal.
Being part of the team.
All right. It's all good. And we'll talk to you. You'll see. You'll catch on. You always have to be. I sort of work without a net. You're accustomed to that because you've worked with some pretty provocative people, but compared to them, I'm probably like pablum. Neil Levin's my guest, and he's anything but pablum. He's a good guy too, and we love having Neil on the show. Always learn something from Neil. I always consider that to be a good measure of whether a guest is making some contribution. If I can learn something, so can you. That's for sure. And I'm always the first student in the class. Neil, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you on.
Thanks. And I figure as long as you keep moving, you're probably not dead.
Pretty much, unless they got you in a hearse, they're transporting you around the city, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, keep moving. You're up there in Chicago. Has the weather turned a little cold now?
Oh, we're flirting with frost at night, but it's not super cold.
Not yet. Do you live in Chicago proper?
No, I live in St. Charles, which is about 40 miles northwest of downtown Chicago.
Okay. And you commute into work every day?
Yeah, but our work is in DuPage County, west of Chicago, so it's about a 20-minute drive. It's not bad.
How many hours a day do you think you sit?
What should I sit? What is this, a Zen question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes to the story I just reported on that.
Yeah, I'd say most of the day.
Most of the day. It's hard to get that physical activity, that movement in, isn't it?
Yeah, I try to get up every hour or two and just walk around just to shake the cobwebs loose.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever used a standing desk?
No, some of the folks here do use that.
Oh, is that right?
I have a lot of meetings, but I'd say probably 20% of the people here use standing desks.
That's good. Apparently, it burns more calories. It's supposed to be more healthy. There's some controversy about there's a back and forth on it, but I sort of like the concept. I just wondered, you're not unusual. I have to find ways to keep moving myself, even though I go to the gym for an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours a day. It's still not enough, but it's a challenge. It's not. Our ancient ancestors had to be on the move. It was either that or get eaten, or not eat, right?
Well, yeah. If you have to track an animal for days and then, or go out and search for some
berries,
berries or roots or whatever, that requires a lot of scavenging and climbing around.
I know it does. You wanted to talk about. It looks like you wanted to focus on eye health today. Why that topic?
Is that a pun?
No. No pun intended.
I'm going to give you a blue light special because blue light is something people are not aware of, and nutrients that help you protect you against blue light which interferes with sleep patterns.
Blue light. Is this something you see at Walmart? The specials? No, that's not the blue. What are we talking? Explain what you're talking about.
Okay, blue light is in sunlight. It's in artificial light even more, and it's in digital devices the most. So more digital devices equal more blue light, and we're looking at 60% of Americans using devices more than 5 hours a day, 76% of Americans using devices in the hour before they go to sleep, 70% of Americans using 2 or more devices at the same time, and the vast majority of those people, 75% of Americans using 2 or more devices at the same time, report experiencing symptoms of digital eye strain, especially millennials. Millennials, 87% use 2 or more devices at the same time, and use them. 37% of millennials use devices more than 9 hours a day. So the blue light from electronic gadgets, TVs, monitors, computers, all these other things, cell phones, they can cause retinal damage, poor glare recovery, reduced visual performance, age-related eye conditions, headaches, blurred vision, dry eyes, eye strain, eye fatigue, and lack of sleep.
And blue light seems to suppress melatonin. I was looking at a study where it suppressed melatonin for about twice as long as green light, and it shifted the circadian rhythms by twice as much. 3 hours versus 1.5 hours. So this is interesting. Blue light special's not so special then, huh?
That's right. But there's things you can do about it.
Okay. What, wear sunglasses? No. We come back. Yeah, stupid joke. We'll be back. We'll have more, and we'll have a blue light explanation of the special.
Are you suffering?
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Until Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, people spent most of their evenings in relative darkness. They had candlelight, of course, but with the invention of the light bulb, things started to change, and that we could have light at night. And then moving forward, and now we have all these digital devices that emit light: TV screens, computer screens, your phone, whatever. Police officers in their car with their computer on, working night shifts, are exposed to that light. Turns out that in the daytime, the blue light rays are beneficial because they boost attention, reaction times, and mood. But too much blue light, especially at night, can be disruptive. So the blue light special may not be so special. Thanks to my guest, Neil Levin, we're talking about this notion of blue light and how to protect yourself. Neil, welcome back. This is a very provocative and interesting topic, by the way.
Well, thanks. And, part of the issue is we need to be able to filter the blue light through our eyes and protect against that harmful effects of blue light in overabundance and too late at night. And we don't make the pigments that are needed. We have to get them from the diet, and they're carotenoids, which are related to beta-carotene. A lot of your listeners would be familiar with that from their multivitamins or antioxidant supplements, or even from some food labeling, getting beta-carotene as a source of vitamin A, for example. But there's related pigments that are yellow instead of orange, like beta-carotene is, and they're called lutein and zeaxanthin with a Z. And these are pigments that go into the eye, specifically the macula of the eye, the center part of the eye, and they provide this yellow pigments called lutein and zeaxanthin, which are antioxidant and protective. And they act kind of like sunglasses, like you alluded to earlier in the show. And I don't know if your listeners might remember the old blue blocker sunglasses that were around 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're an amber vision type thing with where they're having a yellow pigment to filter out blue light, and the same thing happens in your eyes. You could actually implant that in your eyes by eating certain nutrients. Now, the nutrients lutein and beta and zeaxanthin are ones that people usually only get 1 or 2 milligrams a day in their diet, and it takes about 10 milligrams of lutein and 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin, a related pigment, to give the optimal protection. And these are in studies they've done with veterans and other human clinical studies where they're showing 10 milligrams a day of lutein plus the zeaxanthin have a protective effect and actually repair and rebuild the macula. How much lutein do you get from the diet? If you eat a cup of cooked spinach, you get about 20 milligrams, which is a good dose. But eggs, the egg yolk has lutein, but only about 1/3 of a milligram. Broccoli has about 1.3 milligrams, and corn has about, in a cup, about 2.4 milligrams. So you will get a significant amount from these foods that have yellow pigments in them.
Assuming you're eating them every day.
Right, but you're still not getting that 10 milligrams that you might need for optimal health. And you need more if you're exposed to more blue light longer during the day and later during the day.
Turns out that there have been a number of studies that have made a link between working the night shift and exposure to light at night to several types of cancer, like breast and prostate cancer, along with diabetes, heart disease, obesity. Gary, you were a police officer for quite a while, and you were telling me off air that
we had 5 guys that had cancer that worked midnights with us, And it was just like a big shocker. We had one guy that got lymph node cancer, and he was dead within like 6 months. And
Wow.
he worked midnights his whole entire career, from when he got hired on until when he passed away. And it was like one of the saddest things. And it just never clicked until now. It's one of those things.
It's interesting. That's anecdotal, but there's studies to support that kind of anecdotal evidence. So this is not a minor case issue. This is the first time we've ever talked about it on the show. So I'm grateful to Neil for raising this topic. But in the daytime, the blue light is important. We need to be exposed to that blue light because it increases our attention span and so on, right? I mean, but at night, because of evolution, we should not be exposed to that kind of light, overexposed to it. But now we are, right?
We are exposed to that more and more, and they're starting to use some coatings on eyeglasses or sunglasses that will protect against the blue light. But of course, there are, as you mentioned, there are some benefits to blue light during the day, and it's just the excessive amount of blue light that becomes a problem. And if you have the pigments in your eyes, you're getting the proper amount, and you're still getting the benefits of blue light without the problems of excess.
Sure.
If you coat your glasses with a coating that prevents all blue light, you're not getting any of the benefits, even though you're getting a protective effect.
So a good strategy would be to get a supplement that has lutein and zeaxanthin in it, like at Now Foods, right?
That would be the best thing to make sure you're getting enough, especially if you're exposed to these sources of blue light, a lot of outside work or a lot of electronic screens.
Is it called, what's it called, OcuSupport?
Well, we have a formula that's called Clinical Strength OcuSupport, which has a whole range of nutrients in there, including different pigments, antioxidants, some vitamins and minerals for protective and botanicals. If you want to just add lutein and zeaxanthin, we have that in several strengths, up to 25 milligrams of lutein, 5 milligrams of zeaxanthin in one small soft gel cap, which would be a nice thing to take with a meal, and especially later in the day when you're trying to add that protection.
And when you think about it, and this is not unusual. You could probably go into a neighborhood at random, walk into a house, and you might find somebody with the TV on, their computer on, and using their pad, whatever, or their phone. They're exposed to all sorts of light, blue light, just with those three objects. And they may be doing that in a dark room, which would even be worse yet. And right before they go to bed, they have that computer on their lap or whenever their last-minute texts or emails right before they go to sleep. This is not uncommon. So this is not some sort of exaggerated problem. This is a part of modern life. With every advance, there seems to be always, be aware of the side effects. It's interesting. Oh, yet another thing to worry about. We'll come back. We'll have the LTN health question of the day.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you've never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymatica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymatica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Alga Life, Algae for Life, CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Yeah, here's the LTN health question of the day. And talking with Neil Levin about your eye health and this concept of the issue of blue light. Here's the question. Based on my conversation with Neil and what I reported on, when is too much exposure to blue light really deleterious to your health? Is it the overexposure or exposure during the daytime, or exposure of blue light at nighttime? Just two choices. You have a 50-50 chance of getting this right. So is it exposure to blue light in the daytime or exposure to blue light at nighttime that seems to undermine a person's health? Puts people, interestingly, at risk for quite a few health issues and diseases. 877, as I mentioned, 877-897-8255. That's a toll-free number, 877-897-8255. You can get this. This is easy. Neil, welcome back. You mentioned in your notes to me, you mentioned bilberry. This is interesting. Bilberry is used for glucose control, isn't it, often?
It is, but it contains a blue pigment. It's a European blueberry. And the blue pigments, which are also in spirulina and broccoli and certain other foods, tend to have, again, beneficial effects on the eye. Different pigments work in different parts of the eye. And, it's important. I'm sure a certain percentage of your listeners are elderly or middle-aged and concerned about losing vision as they age.
Certainly.
And when they're looking at 2-year-long randomized double-blind placebo-controlled clinical trials showing that lutein and zeaxanthin supplements can increase the pigment in the eye and improve retinal sensitivity, or in other words, eyesight, even in people with early age-related macular degeneration, then we're looking at potential benefits to making sure you have the right nutrients for the eye at the right dose, just as a preventive thing, like you would take a multivitamin.
Sure,
or something else.
I get it. So bilberry, is that a freestanding supplement at Now Foods, or is that included with some sort of blend?
It's freestanding, but it's also in our clinical strength OcuSupport to add a different pigment that is eye-related.
877-897-8255. Let's go to Largo, Florida. We have a very dedicated listening and viewing audience in Largo, Florida. We always have. I don't know what it is about Largo, but something in the water, they like this show. Keep drinking it. Irene, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
How are you doing today, Irene?
Oh, hanging in there.
One day at a time, right?
You can't do two at a time, that's for sure.
Some people live like they're doing two at a time, right?
Yeah, I guess. Not me.
Not me either, Irene. So when is blue light really deleterious to the health, overexposure to it? Is it during the daytime or during the nighttime?
Oh, it'd have to be at night.
Yeah, from a lot of these electronic devices. Now we live in this electronic technological age, and there's screens everywhere, computers, phones, laptops, whatever, desktop. Yeah, so you're right. You want a $25 supplement gift card.
Wow, thank you, Michael.
You're my pleasure. Thanks for calling, and thanks for listening, Irene.
Okay, dear. Thank you.
Thank you. Neil, how are you doing these days?
I'm doing fine. But they have a couple trips coming up to Iceland and Dubai, so.
Let's see. So you need a jacket.
There.
So you need a jacket, and you need a pair of sunglasses for both. What do you wear in Dubai? Is it warm? It's warm there, right?
Yeah, but you're not going to need sunglasses in Iceland. It's
really.
It's just south of the Arctic Circle, and it's fall. They've got about 8.5 hours of daylight, and the sun is just not too many degrees above the horizon, so you kind of see it way, way south there.
Wow. And what will you do in Iceland?
I'm training. There's a company called Ice Pharma that distributes our products in Iceland. I'm doing a staff training, and they're having a fitness symposium on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm giving a talk on probiotics there.
Ah.
So,
who will be in the audience?
They're going to have retailers, consumers, bloggers. I mean, we're talking about a small country with 320,000 people, but
That's
they're heavily connected to social media. So a lot of it's, YouTube and social media driven marketing.
That's their connection to the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's changed I'm sure it's changed their culture, hasn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of tourists there as well, obviously.
Tourists go to Iceland?
Of course. It's an interesting place, and they offer you, if you're flying to Europe on Iceland Air, you could stop off in Iceland for up to a week without a surcharge as a layover.
How cold's it going to be when you go there?
About 40 degrees.
Oh, so it's not really winter there when you're going.
Not yet, no.
Not yet. That 40 it'll be 40 below later on, won't it?
Well, no, they've got the Gulf Stream there. They're farther north, but they've got the warm ocean currents near them.
Okay, and then you're going to Dubai.
Yep.
You're going to be in the desert.
Yeah, I will be in the desert.
Nice hotel, though.
It's a reddish desert.
It's a reddish desert. You've been to Dubai, about 3 times already?
This will be my third.
See, I keep track. You're surprised I knew that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm paying attention. I listen when you talk. You like Dubai?
The folks are very nice there. It's our biggest foreign market, and we're sold through pharmacies. So it's a very educated clientele there.
Mm-hmm. You take a lot of photographs and whatnot? You memorialize these trips?
If there's something interesting to take, yeah.
Yeah, well, if you take some interesting photographs, send them along. We can put them up on the screen.
Okay.
Your trip to Iceland, your trip to Dubai, Cleveland, wherever. Akron, whatever. Pittsburgh, where I'm from.
Wichita.
Well, if you couldn't tell from my accent. We love having you on the show. You always bring something to dinner, buddy. We appreciate it. You're a great guest, Neil.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Stay healthy, my friend.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Now, these food products that we mentioned today are sold in fine health stores throughout the United States and stores that are trying to be fine. Remember, your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. I'll see you tomorrow.